Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's video, Thursday, the 20th of June, 2024. This is your Bitcoin market update and a decent move up so far today. So this had been what we were kind of expecting from yesterday. Yesterday was just a whole load of just chop, 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 chop for the longest time. But yeah, managed to get some nice entries, not only on Bitcoin, but also on some other alts. Some of the alts that I've been like so bearish on lately, for example, NOT and WIF, I went long on yesterday and they're doing really well because I am expecting at the very least, and we have been expecting at the very least a bounce, even if we do remain in a downtrend for now. So essentially, sentiment had got to the point where it was so bad that, I mean, it simply had to get some kind of recovery. I'm not looking at this as being like we're totally out of the woods yet. The market has to do much more before I would consider it to be strength. For now, it's just a very normal bounce. In fact, it's a smaller bounce than we've had on any of the previous bounces, right? It's not very much, but I do think that it's a really good, or it's been a really good place in which to take profit. The altcoins have been recovering quite well. And overall, I think it's just nice to see that bit of recovery, even if it does eventually lead to another lower low. I do believe that the low could be in at this stage just because of the sentiment that we had, but it does have to do more to prove itself before we're looking at this as being confirmation of a low being put in, and where you can really put like a bit more risk on in this market. At the moment, we're still kind of risk off. Yeah, it's the time to maybe start cautiously building positions in anticipation. So that the whole purpose of the longs from yesterday was in anticipation of a bounce. I mean, it had to bounce, but still relatively risk off. Okay, don't go all in right now. It's not strength yet. It's just a reversion back to the mean of where we have been recently. So if we look at things here, 4-hour time frame as always for like the main plan, we can see here we've taken out a high, okay, daily open. We've had a decent move up. We've taken out the high, but we have not closed above. Okay, and the other thing is, in order for this to actually consider this to be strength, right, we need to get through this whole area here. So a close within this area is going to be half decent. You would expect that then to reach the top. But realistically, you're looking for closes higher, and then you've just got to work your way through these levels. Then after that, you have a daily level, an untapped daily level above here. You've got your weekly open above here. You've got your range points of control, and you've got your monthly open. So it's going to be a steady, slow and steady, see where we can get acceptance, take it to the next level. Can we get acceptance? Take it to the next level. Can we get acceptance? Can we get acceptance? Can we get acceptance? And I think you just can gradually start to scale these positions in. And also, if you're looking or if you're wanting to hold a swing long, you can be scalping short on each of these. And I think for the time being, it's not looking like we're going to get super squeezy. I do think that there'll be scalp opportunities to take on the way up, even if we do continue up. So we may just get a situation where we just chop higher like this. But actually, that's going to be kind of nice to trade, right? So you just take it level by level, look at where the important levels are, look at what the significant areas where we are going to likely see resistance are, and go from there, really. So when you look on the daily as well, like we're just starting the day, and yesterday, okay, it was a relatively decent recovery, but what we have here is, yeah, okay, there's a lot more to go. This at the moment is a bounce. It would be healthy if we can get a close above this like 65,800, which would engulf the previous day candle without taking out the lows. Then we're putting in the succession of higher lows, and that would start to mark the start of like a bigger reversal here. We can see on all of these, there's never been a candle that's really taken out any prior price action. We've always had these closes below, okay, and then it's got this continuation lower. 30 minutes, there's not really anything low time frame that we really need to discuss here because the move is ongoing. I mean, you've kind of got a hold here, right now. Like now, this has to hold if we are going to be continuing to move higher. Otherwise, I do think that we just drop back down into this range that we're seeing. So if we look at the range from the last couple of days, okay, wait, it's not loading, is it? There we go. If we look at this range from the last couple of days, okay, you've got that point of control down here at 65k, 65,100. And what this is doing is we are in this uptrend so far today. But if we do start to lose support here, all right, we've been chopping around there for a while. If we do lose this, then I think we're likely to see a move all the way back down to that 65k. So right now, as I'm speaking, could be an area in which to look for longs as long as we're holding above here. Then we're looking okay. And as long as we're not closing like beneath this order block, then everything looks okay for another test higher, at least towards these highs. But, okay, that's 3 30-minute candles right now that hasn't been able to close above your prior swing high, basically. So this being the high that took the low, we then made a lower high, we then made a higher low. We've not yet done enough to consider this a higher high. Okay, you've just swept them. Okay, it's just a sweep of the liquidity. It's not running on that liquidity and going higher. It's just, right? It's just taking it and it keeps getting rejected. So, yeah, again, just goes towards the, like, play this with a little bit of caution here. We're not out of the woods yet and it's not time to get uber bullish again. If we look on this chart, okay, so this just explains a little bit more of the same kind of thing, right? These are the levels we got to flip, okay, and we're just working on the first one of those. So we did for the first time have a higher low that got put in, right? And this area of support held. Now we're working on a low volume area, low volume node within this, but above that resistance, okay, VWAP from our FOMC highs, the last like major high that was put in here, POC of this range since we've had this move down, and this is on the Binance chart. And then of course if we do look on this, then we know that volume, there's significant volume above. We are still caught at almost outside of value of both of these ranges after just bouncing off of that point of control there. So you can see for this upper range, the one that we were hoping would hold, all right, and as long as we were just trading around here, everything kind of looked okay. And once you lost that, you knew that it was kind of bad, and then you're likely to, you're spending time on the edge of value, and then has this move back down towards the POC, and now we're just slowly starting to crawl its way back up. I do still think that if this does get continuation, okay, we can still see this play out for quite some time. There may be another test lower. It may do this. I'm not expecting like huge moves yet until I see more from the market right now. If we look at the order flow, we'll just pop it over here. We'll look at the order flow. Then we can see, okay, the latest move that we have seen. We did have spot that just played catch up. Now, what we had throughout most of yesterday and through today, it was kind of interesting. I don't have a chart for this, but there was basically like a Bitfinex TWAP just running for the whole day, just opening long positions, opening long positions, opening long positions, opening long positions. And we can kind of see that with the aggregated here that was from yesterday afternoon into this morning. And it's just been driving that price. But then we had that pop, okay, big pop on the CVD. likely going to be more short stopped here, but then longs opening. And we're seeing that there's not really that appetite from spot here. We can see immediately after we took the highs, it has just started to bleed, and there is spot selling at this stage. So there is profit taking. It's not like we're not looking at this as being like, oh my God, this is so strong. We're like actually like properly bouncing right now. It's just the first step. There has been profit taking on it, and we've got to stay cautious with that. If we look over here at this, then we have seen an increase in net longs at the highs. So they are probably going to need to get a squeeze. But what we've also seen is an increase. Oh no, the drop in short positions. I need to move my chart up here. There you go. Now I can see it a bit clearer. On the screen above me, I'm like, my head's down here and I'm trying to look at everything and it doesn't really work. Yeah, so with the move this morning, it was on an increase in open interest, which is actually kind of healthy because the whole move down had been on declining open interest, just a lot of longs closing, but also shorts opening, but more longs closing because open interest was kind of falling a little bit. The move up so far today has been on an increase in open interest, longs taking the initiative and shorts getting stopped out. But where this has got a hold, again, like I've said on the previous charts, we have stacked imbalances here. We have longs that have opened within this area. Okay, we can see we've had like, what, 123 plus 72 plus another 123 plus another 145 Bitcoin. That's like probably a few $1 million, right? At least. Being opened here, and then a big like buying volume right at the top, 444 Bitcoin being bought right there at the top, and a very positive delta candle here. You are going to want to see these stacked imbalances hold if we are going to see continuation higher. Otherwise, you bring it back down, these longs start to get trapped, and you would expect them to start to get shaken out with a decline in open interest. Okay, so this has to hold at the moment. These longs that have opened are okay. Right, they're not going to be invalidated or anything at this stage if they've opened it over here. But yeah, you don't want to see it start to lose this. Now, the other thing about this as well is people say, oh my God, look, there's longs trapped at these highs. Remember, this is Binance. Yeah, it's unlikely that these are actually like people that are trapped. It's just the exchange. It's just the market makers running it up, market buying it higher in order to take stops. They're not going to care if they're trapped. Okay, but there is the data there and the delta there to suggest that, okay, that is maybe a climax of this move. And if we start to lose this level, then that was just forced to run some stops. Okay, you take out the net shorts and then you come back down into balance again. I don't really need to go over the reasons to be bullish long term because there's plenty of reasons to be bullish long term. We still have that spot premium. We still have negative funding. The market's getting a nice recovery, all of that kind of stuff. I think just really that's kind of everything I need to say on this video is just like, it's a nice move so far. Yeah, it's a nice move. But it's certainly not like uber bullish yet. So yeah, I think probably that's enough for this particular video, because it's incredibly clear where things are at the moment, and we just have to see. Anything else that we can add on to it, as long as we're in this trending day so far. So watch your VWAPs. Yeah. So you can see so far today, we had the typical, like, look, this is something we teach within the crew. So there is a move down on daily open. You move back up to reclaim daily open and the VWAP. You back test your daily open, and then you have the drive higher, and it climaxes on high volume. Okay, so we've had that typical VWAP open drive today, which we see so often. And that has played out really nicely. So far, it is holding this important support. So you don't want to see this back down within this area. So if you are looking for longs, and if you're watching this video afterwards, maybe you're taking longs within this area, which is okay. You don't want to see it lose VWAP. So continuation higher could be good, and then we just take it level to level. So the levels to levels are, yeah. I mean, I don't need to repeat it again. You've got the top of the 4-hour gap here at like 66,300. You've got daily level, you've got weekly open, and then you move on towards your monthly open and also the range POC. If we go back down again, it's just a case of point of control of here and making sure we hold daily open, but you don't want to see this momentum lost. Right, I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please do hit the like button, hit subscribe if you have not already done so, and check out Taurus Crypto if you would like to find out more information about our community. So yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye-bye.